guys, it's Wendy here from Wendy Wise Beauty. Today I am doing a Lattafa video. Lattafa with one Maison Alhambra. I will be reviewing 3 of their latest releases. I am going to start with Lattafa Fakhar, and this version, it is called Platinum. This is from a series that Lattafa, I think they have 4 or 5 perfumes in this series. Platinum, it is the latest perfume from this series. This is the way it looks. The bottle, it is quite beautiful, and this is the front and the back. It's also nicely detailed. You can see this a bit better. When Fakhar Platinum first debuted, the first websites, I did see this on Middle Eastern websites, it did say that it is a masculine fragrance. When it appeared on the Lattafa website, it was listed as unisex. I decided to order it. I fell for it because it listed a note of guava, which I do like, and it is summer, you know, so I thought this would be a very nice perfume. It is inspired by Dior Sauvage. I have also seen Bleu de Chanel and another, I believe it's YSLY. So this one, I don't think it's a direct inspiration. The notes in here, the top notes are bergamot, cardamom, pink pepper. The heart, it's guava, lavender and ginger, and the base, it's sandalwood, Palo Santo, which was another note which drew me in, and incense. Fakhar Platinum, it has a very fresh, crispy, clean opening. However, this, it's a bit on the synthetic side of things. Almost soapy clean, and I do like Y by YSL. Also, I am familiar with Bleu de Chanel and also Sauvage. You know, it does come across as a mix, I would say, of these fragrances. However, this synthetic note, it makes the perfume almost, I would say, soapy, a bit screechy, almost bath soapy clean. You can put it that way. Right when I smelled this, it was to my nose a masculine fragrance. It has been sitting here for well over a month. I would say it's going more towards 2 months, and it has not changed. I decided to allow this to macerate as long as possible to see, you know, if it might become a bit more feminine, if some of the notes that I bought it for would start, you know, to show themselves, materialize in the perfume. And I am reviewing 2 months later. This has not happened. After this squeaky clean opening, lavender, it comes out quite quickly, and it almost, you can say, overpowers the entire perfume. I do get slight hints of spice, more so ginger, but it's not a juicy ginger. It's more of a dry ginger note. There are slight hints of guava, more towards the dry down, and I think it's the guava because it's more of a gassy, I would say more aroma. It's not a fruity guava note, and it's the type of guava that I do not like very much, leaning more in the direction, I would say, of what is called in perfumery a gasoline note. It's not a fruity, delicious, juicy guava note. The base, it's a little bit more on the woody side from the sandalwood, but I also do not get a very fragrant sandalwood note. It's just woody combined with a bit of an overdose of lavender and some spiciness. Guys, this is really not my cup of tea. It's not that it's a masculine fragrance, it's just the blend. It does not work for me. It's a little bit busy. It does not come to rest. And of course, I bought it for Palo Santo and a juicy, nice guava note. And I am not getting it in here. It's been here for 2 months, like I said. It has not changed. It's not a bad fragrance. It just depends on your taste in perfumes. And I would think for a man, if you like them squeaky clean and you do not mind, you know, this synthetic note, it would be okay. But Lattafa has so many fabulous fragrances for men, for women, unisex fragrances. For me, after 2 months, this one, it's more of a fail than a perfume I see myself fighting with. Also, I think the lasting power could be a bit better. It does project quite a lot. For the first, I would say, 2 hours or so, I can smell it, but after 5 hours, it's completely gone. So yeah, I could say this one, it's a fail. I will keep this, but more so for, you know, this beautiful bottle. I do not have a bottle like this in my collection, so it's not all lost. It would have been, you know, nicer if I did like the perfume, but yeah, you can't win all of them, and I was not able to get any samples of this one prior to buying it. The guava and the Palo Santo, you know, got me to hit the buy button. The next one that I do have, it's Lattafa Fire and Ice. I immediately went for a sample of this one because my collection, it is saturated with Angel's Share, you know, inspirations. I have tried on multiple occasions Angel Share Paradise, which is a flanker, you know, of Angel Share, which Fire on Ice is inspired by. So I said to myself, if this one, it's different enough from Angel Share and maybe a bit better than the original, I would pick it up. The bottle, it's quite pretty with the ice cube inside of it. I have not seen it in person. I am hoping that it will come to Douglas here and I can have a look, you know, at the bottle itself. I have seen people really not liking the bottle, but it looks very pretty. Fire on Ice has top notes of cognac, cinnamon, and raspberry. The heart, it's rose, mousse, caramel, and the base, it's oak, myrrh. I saw myrrh, I got excited, cedarwood, and ambroxan. The boozy note, it's what greets me upon first spray, and this is followed by a very strong raspberry note. The boozy note, it's quite forward in here. I think even a little bit more so than the normal Angel Share, and then this is followed by a slight green note. The heart of the perfume, it's introduced by rose, and there is a bit of a powdery accord, you know, it's not strong, but there is a touch of powder. This is not so complex, but honestly, I think the myrrh, when it enters the perfume, it does save it a bit because the raspberry note with a bit of progression, it does lean a bit on the synthetic side. Not a lot, but it's not a juicy raspberry. It's a dry raspberry note. So when the myrrh comes in, you know, it adds a bit of body. It's a nice myrrh. I did not think I would be able to get myrrh in here, but I do, and this is what really saves this perfume for me. I do find that Fire on Ice, it is a nice interpretation of the original perfume. It has the same type of dryness. The raspberry note is also showing in here. And in terms of if you have angel share and 10 interpretations the way I do you need this? It depends on what you're looking for. The first, I would say, 10 minutes of the perfume, 10-15 minutes, before it fully gets into the base, yeah? It is a different perfume with the raspberry. However, when it finally settles, and I would say half an hour after dosing this perfume, a lot of the raspberry is gone and it resembles Angel's Share more and more. This is a perfume due to the fact that I have so much Angel Share, and I also have from Niche Emirati Zirka. It's one of my favorite interpretations of Angel Share. This one, as opposed to a cognac boozy note, it has more of a rum note, you know, a distilled rum note. It's beautiful, creamy, opulent. I love Zirka, and honestly, I do not think I really need this one. Had the raspberry note lingered a lot more and it did not moth so close to Angel Share in the dry down, I probably would have gotten a full bottle, but honestly at this point I do not think I need it. The bottle looks to be quite beautiful, and maybe in a summer sale or Christmas sale, you know, I could pick this up if the price is right. But in terms of need and all of the Angel Share inspirations that we do have, this one will be for me a pass. Longevity and projection, it is quite good. A lot of Lattafa perfumes, they do need to macerate before they fully come into their own. So the formulation, it's okay, with the exception, you know, of the raspberry notes coming off a little bit synthetic, but it's the same in the original. My verdict on this one, if you do already have a lot of Angel Share in your collection, it would be one to test it out or get a sample. The next perfume that I do have is from Maison Alhambra, and it's called Sceptre Desert. This one is supposedly inspired by Venom Incarnate, and this is from Stefan Hubert Lucas. This is the last perfume for the day, so I will spray this one on my hand, but I already have my notes. The top notes are cinnamon, raspberry, strawberry. The heart, it's blackberry, caramel, and cedarwood. And the base, it's leather patch, tonka bean, and vanilla. The opening, it's so pretty. You know, it wants me to keep going, keep loving, keep spraying, but it's a bit of a fleeting opening. Sceptre Desert, it starts off very, very soft, you know, almost on first spray, it's the type of perfume that you would forget immediately. However, it still draws you in. The soft and fruity notes, they come off more as, I would say, a ripe red, a grapefruit note. The combination of all these notes in the opening, the raspberry, the strawberry, and it does smell like there's a little hint of citrus in here. The cinnamon note, it does come out softly though, a bit later and not immediately in the opening of the perfume. This softness that I do get, it's almost like there is some kind of watery notes in the perfume. You know, you sometimes see water notes. It is not effervescent in feel. It's just a very soft, airy, note going around. After some time, a berry note appears and it becomes stronger, and this is combined with some soft woody notes when the perfume is really in the heart, and this is beautiful. It's a little bit sweet, if I can describe it that way, but I would not say gourmand sweet. It just touches on sweetness. This one does it for me really when it gets into the dry down. The leather note, it really not enters the perfume, but it sort of forms the base, and there is some fruitiness, some woodiness, and it becomes a beautiful fragrance, and not like this nice little opening, but it's something you can forget. The leather note, it's not strong, it's not smoky, it's a supple leather note, more forming from vanilla, and this is laced, like I said, with the fruits, and I love Sceptre Desert when it is in the dry down phase. I enjoy the opening and I expect it to muff into nothing, and the perfume gets into the dry down, it transforms, it becomes a more robust perfume and something that you would expect coming from Stefan Humbert Lucas. After having sampled this, now I am interested in the original, because I am wondering if in the original perfume, the opening, maybe it's a little bit more explosive, more substantive. This one, it's perfectly unisex. If it is leaning towards any gender, I would say just a touch on the masculine side. The opening, it's a bit more feminine, but this is perfectly unisex, what a unisex fragrance should be. In the dry down, this supple leather and the cedar, it comes out a bit more than the patchouli and the vanilla, but all the notes, they are nicely blended. So I don't think the patch in here would annoy anyone. This is definitely one worth trying. I will put it on my list. After half an hour, when this gets into the dry down and you get whiffs of yourself, it's very nice. It's not a perfume which projects like hell, but when I am wearing it, I can smell myself, and I would say lasting power at this point, it's average. Especially for men, I think this would be a very safe perfume that you can wear in the office and just about anywhere. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you again soon on Wendy Wise Beauty. Tschüss!